Best of the West wrestling fans. Pleasure to see you all this evening. As I, your Commissioner Alexander G. Bernard, welcoming you to Home Field Advantage, where we have Dreamy Drew now entering the ring, fresh off a less than successful attempt in Las Vegas, at our Las Vegas show. You can see this Merced crowd is loving the pelvic gyrations from Dreamy Drew.
And his tag team partner. From St. John's, Arizona, weighing in at 192 pounds, John
Now, for those who haven't had the chance to see before what might appear as something of an odd tag team, these two actually worked well together at our Las Vegas event, a bit of a makeshift ramshackle team at the time, but they were able to develop some tag team chemistry in some short order.
and their opponents. First from Phoenix, Arizona, weighing in at 215 pounds, Devin, remember the name, Reno!
Devin Reno, also another young up-and-comer.
AGB, I'm very excited because you know who his partner is.
I know who his partner is.
And his tag team partner.
I'll gird my shoulder in anticipation.
It's going to be hard to ring announce and headbang at the same time.
Oh, yes. Yes, it truly will be.
I'm going to find a way.
I look forward to your failure. Back up. Back up. Have you ring announce more often, particularly when we schedule Kenny K, just for the sake of preserving my shoulder and my upper arm region.
Oh, don't think you're getting away that easily. The song's about to take that little bit of a break. It's going to be quiet for a second. It's going to do, you know, that thing where oh, here we go. Oh my God.
What? Ow! 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 Kirsch! Kirsch, I will hit you! Ow! Kirsch! Kirsch! Ow!
That would be employee abuse.
Damn you, OSHA.
I lost a lot of brain cells, but you know what? It was worth it. Very interesting couple of tag teams here, AGB. I have to give credit where credit is due. This one seems most interesting.
Well, as I was saying earlier, while you were otherwise occupied, the team of Dreamy Drew and John Wolfgang might appear quite mismatched, but these two actually found quite a bit of tag team chemistry working together in what was initially a ramshackle fashion in Las Vegas, but some tag team chemistry was developed between the two. We'll see how that plays out in their second matchup.
What does ramshackle fashion mean?
Slipshod.
What?
Slipshod.
All right, those aren't words.
Hastily assembled.
Collar and elbow tie-up in the center of the ring between Dreamy Drew and Devin. Remember the name Reno, which I will admit has helped me remember his name. Relatively new face here at Best of the West.
Extremely new face. Another young talent to come out of our Las Vegas show. Filled in a tight spot. Came up short in a very, very daring attempt at Judah Matthew taking down the Apostle. Kenny K, for seeing himself short a tag partner, perhaps looking to get back into the tag scene, looking at who our young prospects might be.
Well, I just want to point out real quick, Dreamy Drew using every bit of his, shall we say, girth. I already regret saying that word. I'm just going to stick with it. Every bit of that girth to back Devin into the corner and then a rake of the eyes before breaking. And there's a huge clothesline. Devin Reno is done playing. Beautiful drop kick. And Dreamy Drew having to roll out of the ring and perhaps rethink his strategy here.
Devin Reno trained out of the Phoenix Wrestling Academy, same as John Wolfgang. So these two might actually have more of a history together than Wolfgang might with his own partner, certainly more than Reno does with his partner. It'll be interesting to see what happens when those two take on one another, as they shall momentarily.
I don't know if anybody noticed this, but as John Wolfgang tags in, he just held his hand up for a moment there. Wasn't sure if Dreamy Drew was going to make the tag or if he was going to tag himself in. Eventually, just tagged himself in. Perhaps a sign that these two are maybe not exactly on the same page.
Neither of these teams are very experienced teams, admittedly. This might be more a battle of 4 singles competitors than 2 true tag teams. But all 4 of these men looking to put a W on their records in Best of the West.
I don't know that I would call any of these, or rather either of these teams, a true tag team, as Kenny K gets tagged in here. But to be a successful professional wrestler, you do have to be able to adapt to any match scenario. You've got to be able to work with anybody. It's all about scoring that W, and every competitor in this match knows it, as John Wolfgang takes a chunk out of Kenny K's hand.
If that's what it takes to score that W, then that's what it takes. Kenny K, by and large, the most experienced competitor in this matchup. These younger athletes will have to do whatever it takes to try to undercut their more seasoned veteran opponent.
And that is not an understatement either. Kenny K has probably forgotten more about professional wrestling than some of these competitors even know at this point. There's a cover after a beautiful vertical suplex, hooks the far leg, and a kick out at 2. Kenny K, as I mentioned in my introductions, you have me doing like quadruple duty tonight, by the way. Commentary, ring announcing, timekeeping. I'm managing Steven Tresario later. You do not pay me enough for this.
I've long told you were overpaid. This is just a balancing act as far as I'm concerned. A redistribution of your responsibilities.
Kenny K, the Virgil Flynn III Memorial Cup winner, and takes that title very seriously.
Not only that, but Kenny K won half of our tag team champions. They were stripped of the titles.
That's right.
Dave Dutra's absence.
Where is Dave Dutra?
It's an excellent question. I've not heard hide nor hair of Dave Dutra since he lost the Best of the West Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, he did not take that well, and you know, how can you blame him, by the way? Anytime there's the first backbreaker of the match. Kenny K is not called the last spine bender for nothing.
Speaking of not taking things well, cover.
2, and a kick out at 2. And if you go into a match with Kenny K, you know he's going to be zeroing in on that spine. And to no surprise, first backbreaker of the match, a back cracker to be specific, on John Wolfgang. Kenny K now up and over. Beautiful athleticism from the last spine bender. Rolls through John Wolfgang, and a well-placed super kick right to the sternum.
Wolfgang needing to rest in the corner, re-catch his breath after that strike. But Kenny K not going to give him the chance.
Oh! Using the referee as a stepping stone. Referee just trying to get out of the way. Kenny K using it to his advantage.
Goes for a cover.
1, 2, and a kick out at 2.
Kenny K is another one of those seasoned veteran competitors we have that can strike from many, many angles. He can come at you unexpectedly, quickly, and dangerously.
Textbook backbreaker. I don't know if anybody delivers it any better than Kenny K as he tags in Devin. Remember the name Reno.
Reno showcasing his power.
Wow. Oh my God. The impact on that clothesline to the back of the head. John Wolfgang just dimmed Devin Reno's lights. And now wisely capitalizing, vicious strikes, clubbing blows.
That's what you have to do. Both these competitors are young, they're in excellent shape, they're in excellent condition. If you are not aggressive, if you are not staying on top of your opponent, you will lose that opportunity.
John Wolfgang in control of Devin Reno.
And Wolfgang seems to be targeting the ribs of Reno. First those shots to the midsection, now dropping him on the ropes. You see how the tag team cohesion, Dreamy Drew will similarly target the ribs.
Dreamy Drew has had quite some time to recover on the outside. Back elbow. Well placed right to the point of the jaw. Takes down Devin Reno.
And I'll say it, he's a girthy man.
Yes.
Utilizes his girth.
1, 2. Kick out at 2. Girth, yes. Like I said, I immediately regret using that term. Oh my God, a shining wizard. And I don't know if you saw it, but Devin Reno was cross-eyed for a moment. Dreamy Drew with a knee now, going right to the skull. This could be it. Kenny K thought so too, and chooses to interrupt the count.
Dreamy Drew adding to his arsenal. I've never necessarily considered him much of a striker, but those were some impressive strikes he laid out just a moment ago.
Dreamy Drew putting in the work. Well, at least as far as strikes go, he does look a little bit girthier than the last time we saw him. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
A little extra to love, as he says.
Yes, just more dreamy to indulge in. Belly to back suplex, very well executed by John Wolfgang into the cover once again. There's 2, and a kick out at 2.
Reno needs to do is trying to inch his way over to Kenny K at any opportunity that he can. He's sustained quite a flurry of offense. Had to kick out several times. This is where that conditioning is going to come into play.
Well, Reno is in the wrong part of town right now. As soon as he was making his way up to his feet, he reached out to his corner to try to tag Kenny K, and just sound tag team strategy, John Wolfgang immediately dragged him to the opposite corner.
Not just John Wolfgang. I spoke earlier of Kenny K's.
Hey, wait a minute. Now with the referee's back turned, and now Kenny K getting in the ring, distracting the referee even more as John Wolfgang and Dreamy Drew double team Devin Reno in the corner. What the hell?
I spoke earlier to the tag team experience of Kenny K, but Dreamy Drew is one half of the Dreamboats, also an experienced tag team competitor.
Very, very true.
And that referee management, as I call it, always an important element in tag team wrestling.
Kenny K really trying to get this crowd behind him and Devin Reno and Dreamy Drew.
Kenny K getting back in. This didn't go well for him last time. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Can't blame Kenny K for getting frustrated, but not exactly a sound strategy to get those frustrations out. The tag needs to be made. Sunset flip attempt by Devin Reno. Dreamy Drew inching his way to the ropes. Referee's not having it. Kicks the ropes. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Clothesline.
Just bodies Devin Reno.
Smacking some meat. Dreamy Drew just leveling Devin with that clothesline.
Devin Reno showing signs of life. Kenny K having some faith in his partner, not coming in to break up the tag. Perhaps learning the lesson. Kenny K is irate.
Yes,
on
he
the
is.
outside. But Devin Reno
rolls through, makes the tag to the last spine bender. Springboard forearm connecting. Forearm takes down John Wolfgang. Leg sweep. Standing moonsault. Kenny K is on a rampage.
And the tempo ramps up with Kenny K in the ring.
Devin Reno taking out John Wolfgang. Both competitors spill to the outside.
Drew catches the kick. Kenny K's ready with another. Drew staggers to the mat. Kenny K wants to fly.
Yes, he does, and he is just as dangerous in the air as he is on the mat. Unbelievable spinal tap, too. There it is.